7 hills.
So guys,
But 7 is a magic
nag-tour
number,
kami
so
ngayon.
we prefer to have some magic in our lives.
Dito kami ngayon sa tour
Well, this
bus.
is also a tradition that was left by the Romans. Probably you know that they invaded the Iberian Peninsula.
Dito kami ngayon sa
since the
Lesbon,
2nd century before
Portugal.
Christ, and they stayed here till the 5th after Christ. To destroy that garden and open this avenue that is meant for all. Of course, along the avenue we do have several statues and monuments, so I'm going to call your attention to this one appearing to your left. As you can see, it has two words written, Grande Guerra, that means Great War. So it pays an homage to the Portuguese soldiers that fought during the First World War. Okay? Here in Portugal, you will never see a monument to the Second World War, because during that one, Portugal officially became a neutral country. Right at the end of this avenue, you will be seeing a statue in a square. Portugal had Spanish kings ruling this country, and of course the Portuguese were not happy with that. And that is why they've managed to have a revolution, and since the 1st of December 1640, we've started having again a descendant of the Portuguese king ruling this country. So the Braganza family started ruling since 1640, and they were the ones staying ruling Portugal till the 5th of October 1910, when we've started having the Republicans ruling. Well, we are now driving along the most famous avenue of the city. It is called as Liberty Avenue. Before having this avenue here, we used to have a huge garden. But that garden, in the beginning of the 19th century, was named as public garden, but it was not meant for all. It had big walls around it, and only aristocracy could go in. But you will see more figures related to the wines. Again, it goes back to port wine, because this man decided to sign a treaty with the English, the Treaty of Methven, that was signed in 1703, when Portugal decided to send a great amount of port wines to England, and we were importing fabrics from England to make the uniforms for the Portuguese. 1755 occurred. Well, I must say that the only man in Portugal that had courage enough to go to the place and to make all the decisions was Sebastian. So since that day, the King, Joseph I, decided to rely on him all the decisions, important decisions concerning the country, and he was able to start changing it. That is why around this monument you will see several figures. They are related with the most important changes that we had. For instance, right here in front you will see half a boat, symbolizing the changes that he has made in fishing. And as we go around, you can notice ox and people carrying grapes. That symbolizes the changes that he has made in agriculture, namely creating the first democratic region in the world. And then behind the monument you can see that kind of Roman temple.
So, pinababa kami ng tour guide namin. Kasi, tignan daw namin yung mga puno.
Subscribe my video.
Please, subscribe my video.
Ay, mga kabaret pa.
Part of. Tayo sa mga kabarit ba? Mga iyutan ba? Ang laki ng aso nila.
Just paying a ticket, we can cross it going from one of the sides and then returning. Well, the aqueduct, it entered to the Guinness Book of Records twice, and one of the reasons is thanks to that arch that we can see from here, the one right in the middle of the valley. It is considered to be the highest and largest arch ever built in stone in the world. And we're going to pass beneath it. Okay? And why do we have that very large arch over there? Because where we have this street now, we used to have the river. Well, we still have it. Beneath the street there's the river of Alcantara. Well, the second reason why it entered to the Guinness Book of Records is because it is considered to be the longest aqueduct in the world. Lisbon doesn't have springs of water, good springs of water. The only place where we used to have it, so this will be the origin I was telling you about. We're just going under it. So as I was saying, Lisbon didn't have good springs of water, so the city was grown at the top of the rifle. And this became the symbol of the revolution. That is why to that very important day we call it as simply the 25th of April Revolution, the Day of Liberty, or the Revolution of Carnation. Okay? So now we're going to cross the river. From here you can have this idea that this is in fact a very wide river, especially when we look to the left-hand side. I live on the other side of the river, so I cross the river every day to come to Lisbon to work. And then to the right-hand side, you are able to see the ocean from here. And looking down, where we have land, you can see the neighborhood of Belém, and those two monuments very close to the water are the ones where we are going to make the stop during this tour. Okay, so the one closer to the ocean will be the Bethlehem Tower, while the monument that seems like a kind of boat, it will be the monument to the Great Discoveries. And then that big monument learned by the monument, and he wanted to have one here in the city. Well, I must say that the monument it is not in the city of Lisbon, okay? The city of Lisbon will be behind, to our back, while we are about to enter to the town of Almada. A-L-M-A-D-A. But as I was saying, he brought this idea of having a redeemer here. At the same time, Portugal was still wondering if we were going to participate directly in Second World War or not. So not knowing what was going to happen, the bishops, the Catholic bishops of Portugal, they decided to pay a vow. If Portugal was spared from the war, then they would build a sanctuary. So it means a place where people could go and pray, and that is why you're going to see that inside we have churches. Okay? Saying thank you to God, of course, for us not to be participating directly in the war. So when Portugal finally knew that this was going to happen, the bishops, they decided to add the idea of the...
Akyat kami sa taas. Pupunta kami sa Christ the Redeemer. Napakaganda.
Bilis! Walang tao!
Ganda. Papasok na kami, aakyat kami sa Christ the Redeemer. Bibili kami ng ticket ng tour guide namin. Yan, pasok na kami. Uy, Sir John! Ayan yung tuloy na dinaanan namin kanina. So bali, ginaya nila yan sa Golden Gate Bridge. Ito na kami sa Christ Redeemer. Sa taas kami ngayon. Steps. Bunjiya. 72 steps. Oh, thank you. Jesus. Ganda ng view. Ganda guys. Ayan yung city. Ganda. Hingal ako dun ah. nasulat, God is love. Goto is loyalty. Napakaganda guys. Napakaganda. Napakaganda ng view. Hiningal ako, sorry. Hiningal ako. So nag-travel meron, no? Portugal. Yeah, meron.
Kasama pa rin kayo. Kasama pa rin kayo. Galing. Kasama pa ba? Hanggang dyan. Kayo pa rin.
Shout out mo, no? Shout out na yun. Totoo na. Title na niya akong vlog. Travel sa Aspo. Anak sa pobreng hotel. Inserted pa picture ka daw. Ang plano.